I somehow needed to be somewhere.
And see the new year coming.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to wait for it like
You have to wait for the new year.
if I don't stay awake, it will not start.
When
I
you
will
wake up
go
the
through
morning-
the year wondering, how did the year start?
Yeah, I get that.
Kesha, New Year's church, it was like you got to sing for hours and pray for hours.
Okay.
So I actually did like it somehow.
Yeah.
I wish we had something like that here in Germany. I would actually do it.
And was it only because I imagine there were many young people?
Yeah.
Was it really only praying and singing?
Me, I was only praying.
Oh boy.
Carol, me, I was only praying. I was seeing other people going behind the church. I don't know what they were doing.
What I mean, because I went to one kesha and it was not New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I know everybody will think like she's the one who was doing that.
It was you. Whatever you're about to say, Carol, whatever you're about to say, it was you.
I mean, there was singing and there was praying and there was reading of the Bible, but there was also a bit more than that. There was also
Where?
in church.
Where?
What do you expect? What do you expect, Wambui, when you have a bunch of young people, in puberty or young adults, with the freedom of being together at night, where you can go out and nobody's seeing you, where you normally don't have this freedom at home? What do you think happens? Really?
That's
But
a
the
good
thing
idea.
is, what I brought with me from last year, my stomach, of course.
Hey, we've talked about Carol's stomach. Hey,
It's always a topic we have at every beginning of the podcast. We talk about this stomach because I'm always arranging my stomach, and it is always very present. Hello, guys. Happy New Year. I think we can still say Happy New Year because this is a new year and we have not had the chance of talking in this new year. Welcome to your favorite podcast, Far From Home Diaspora Conversations. We are happy to be here in this new year and bringing you these conversations that we so love and have not had in this new year. Wambui, it's nice to have you here.
Yes, it's nice to have you and nice to see you again, Carol.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
So my name is Carol Mullenbrock.
And Wambui.
Yeah, and like always, our podcast is about conversations, deep conversations. We have topics that, are things we go through in life.
Mm-hmm.
We also have expertise topics when Wambui talks about education. Sometimes I talk about food, and sometimes we have also guests who come to talk about different topics. But today it's just the two of us.
Today is just the two of us welcoming you and welcoming the new year. And some of you have been writing and asking me, hey, when is the podcast starting? So I'm glad that we are kicking off this year. And today, just like Carol said, we talk about topics that are relevant to us, things that affect our lives. And of course, the year just started. So happy New Year 2024. And today we just want to explore the whole topic of New Year resolutions. How is that with you? Do you still have New Year resolutions? Did you make some on the 1st of January and are you still holding on, or have you given up on most of them? And of course, we want to look back and see how do we celebrate New Year's Eve in Kenya? How do we celebrate that here? And obviously, what has changed with time? What are the things that we are doing different now?
Yeah.
And finally, we are also going to talk about what we want this year and what we are bringing to God, and hoping that by the time this year ends, that we are going to be able to say, yes, that did work out for us.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, of course, the things we are carrying into this year.
Oh, yes.
the problems,
Oh,
the good
yes.
things.
Oh, yes. Do you know those resolutions you've had for years? You know, like
Yeah.
every year you have a new one, and
Yeah.
well, you carry it with you. We are also going to look into
We are
that.
looking into that. So
Yeah.
this is a fun conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and we also, of course, want to recognize our sponsors,
Yes.
TEDx Media, who have come with us into the new year.
The good things we are taking with us
That is
in the
one
new
of the
year.
good things we are taking with us into this year.
Yeah.
And we'll be telling you more about TEDx Media as we go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, boy, the last time we
Yes.
talked, I think we were talking about Christmas.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Just before
we
Christmas.
just before Christmas.
Mm.
And we met for Christmas.
We
So you
did.
came
Yeah.
and we had other guests too, which was
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah.
And Jerry and Doreen and your family, that was really, really nice to have you here.
It was
You graced
amazing.
our Christmas in such a beautiful way.
Mhm.
And, I felt so blessed having so many people here and sharing the meals and, the conversations we had.
And you
It was
blessed us.
beautiful.
Do you know, guys, do you know what this woman made for us? Oh my God. Have you ever had a table prepared with love? We had, I don't know, how do you call it? Gambas? Like a whole
prawns,
a whole
yeah.
pot of them. And you know the way when you order them in the restaurant, you get like 3. We had like a whole pot of them. We ate, we didn't finish.
Yeah.
We had samosas, we had chapatis, we had lamb, we had chicken, we had potatoes, we had rice, we had everything.
Yeah.
We had
And
good
chapatis,
food.
of course.
Did I not say chapatis?
No.
Chapatis. We had chapatis.
Yeah, it was like 3 days of just eating
and talking.
A table full of food. The kids were
Goodness.
so happy.
Yeah.
We played games.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
And they still talk about it.
Oh,
The kids.
wow.
They really still talk about it, because sometimes I meet also Doreen's kids, and
Yeah.
they still talk about that.
Wow.
It was really a Christmas far from home, but very much like home.
Yeah, it was very much like home. Yeah. And that was
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, the following day on the 26th, it was just you, me, and my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a very nice raclette.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. that was
Raclette.
beautiful.
Raclette is something that I got to know in Germany, actually.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Yeah.
really fun. It's like food you just prepare for yourself. Like
Yeah.
it's a small oven that you put on the table, and you can roast, fry your food, heat it up, and put cheese on it.
Yeah, with a lot of cheese. Raclette is actually a cheese, a sort of a cheese that comes from, I think, Switzerland. Yeah, it comes from
France.
No, that's Switzerland. Yeah, and it's a tradition there. So it's a big oven of some kind of a grill, actually.
Yeah.
With small pans that you put your food on. You can put whatever you want. Mostly it's potatoes. So boiled potatoes, and then you put this cheese on top, and then you melt it on the potato. It's delicious.
Pure goodness.
You can put other things, vegetables, and also meat. We had like minced meat, and it was a lot, and it was delicious.
It was.
Yeah,
we definitely overate.
Yes.
And it was so good, because right after that it was this whole new year, just getting into the new year. Carol, would you like to tell us what you did after I left? Or even into the new year?
Into the new year. I did something that was really, really impactful. I would even say life-changing, but I'm not yet ready to talk about that. So that will be a full topic for another day, maybe even 2, but I'm not yet ready to talk about that. So,
and we respect that.
Yeah. So that was on the 29th and the 30th. I'll just leave it at that for now. And then going into the new year on the 31st, like I told you, the Christmas edition we had, that I normally do fast. So on the 31st, when everybody else is buying bottles of champagne and sparkling wine, I normally go to bed. So I was in bed at around 9:30. Yeah,
crazy.
And I slept until 6 the following day, and I started my fasting. I've been doing that for the last 4
most
years
people,
now.
it's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I've been doing that and it's the most, it's the most beautiful thing. My neighbors knocked for the first 2 years, just wondering what am I doing inside, because everybody goes outside. That's the tradition with the neighbors, and you drink a glass together. So the first year they knocked, I went out and said Happy New Year, but I told them I'm not drinking. The second year they knocked, I deliberately opened the door after about 15 minutes so that they could see that they were somehow disturbing. And then now they don't. So it's like they know that I am not going out, I'm not drinking. And so, and I did not, at midnight, you normally hear the fireworks, because there's a lot of fireworks going around. But this year, or last year now, the 30th, I did not hear anything.
You slept through it?
I slept through it.
Wow.
I slept through it. I was tired and I needed my sleep. And, because, my kids were also asking me, don't you want to wait until New Year? I told them when I wake up tomorrow, it will still be New
whether
Year.
you're awake or not, right?
Yes. Tomorrow is also New Year. Yeah. And that was my New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unspectacular, but still so impressive. Because that's what impressive, when you're doing just what you want to do on that day.
Exactly. Yeah, not what everybody else is doing or what is expected, because everybody expects you're partying somewhere or you're with friends, which is also nice.
Yeah.
But that is not fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
Fulfilling for me is waking up on the fast at 6 a.m., very fresh, and feeling like I can now start my fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And where were you?
I was in Cologne this New Year. This New Year, I was a bit lost. Not lost. I sort of did not know what to do, which was a bit disturbing. Because before that, like I told you, Carol, I went away on holidays. And when I came back, I had not planned for anything. Normally, I meet with
you were
my
on a short
friend
holiday after you came from my place. Yeah, that's true.
You remember I went to Holland and Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I had not organized to do anything. Normally, I spent my New Year's mostly with friends like Maureen. But Maureen this year was home in Kenya.
Okay.
So I wasn't really sure what to do. And on that day, I was thinking, maybe I should sleep. But I knew that will not be fulfilling for me. I somehow needed to be somewhere.
And see the New Year coming.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to wait for it like
You have to wait for the New Year.
If I don't stay awake, it will not start.
I
will go through the year wondering, how did the year start?
Yeah, I get that.
No, I really like playing games when the year starts. It's a tradition I learned in Germany. Just no more games, like card games.
Yeah.
And I called a friend who lives in Cologne, and she was like, "Oh, come over. We have a bunch of friends over." It was people that I don't necessarily know, but that was a very, very nice New Year's Eve.
Wow.
We played a lot of games, ate, and went to bed also. Unspectacular, but still also...
But also nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you do fireworks?
No, I don't like it. It scares me.
It scares you?
So I put it on and then I put it away. I don't like it.
No, I mean, how about watching?
I watch them.
Okay. Yeah.
But I never really trust myself to go turn them on. I have a very scarred arm.
Yeah, I know.
I have issues with fire. I give it a respectful distance. I don't play with fire.
Okay.
In general.
Yeah, children should never play with fire.
No, I played with fire, and people who know me know what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't like playing with fire, but I like watching the fireworks. Although with time, I have noticed I don't like it too much anymore. It's very loud. Because, Carol, there's a time I used to drink alcohol. These days I don't drink alcohol. And when I'm outside and people are drunk and rowdy, it's not nice anymore for me. So mostly I just go maybe for like 10 minutes and then I want to go back inside and just wait for the whole madness to be over.
Yeah. I also, there was a time, especially in the beginning here in the restaurant, we used to buy a lot of fireworks, and these things cost
It costs a lot of money.
A lot of money. I'm telling you, you spend hundreds and hundreds of euros
Yes.
for that. I don't even want to remember. Like, there are some neighbors around here and would put in money together and buy really big batteries. They call them batteries, which go on for, these fireworks sometimes you buy for 50 or 100 euros.
Right.
And then within 1.5 minutes at most, they are already finished.
Oh dear.
So we'll do fireworks here for about 5 minutes, and that is a lot of money.
Imagine blowing hundreds of euros for 5 minutes.
Yeah, for 5 minutes. Yeah. It's beautiful, but that doesn't excite me anymore. Like you said, that is not anything I feel like I need.
No, and everybody else is doing it anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't look different. It doesn't blow up in the air and say, "Oh, this was lit by Caro."
No,
it blows up in the air. It just blows up in the air.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who blew it.
Yeah, and that money pains. And so yeah. But in Kenya, how was New Year's Eve for you when you were still in Kenya?
Wow, when I was in Kenya, we used to go to something called kesha. Church. Kesha is a special kind of church where you go overnight.
Okay.
Yeah. And you go maybe, I think we used to get there by around 9, and we will pray and sing and pray and sing until the year was over, and we will basically pray, give prayers for the next year, what we want God to do for us. I really liked it though, because for me, Kesha's meant that I got to sing a lot.
Okay.
Because on normal Sunday service, you don't have so much time to sing. But on Kesha New Year's church, it was like you got to sing for hours and pray for hours.
Okay.
So I actually did like it somehow.
Yeah.
I wish we had something like that here in Germany. I would actually do it.
And was it only because I imagine there were many young people?
Yeah.
Was it really only praying and singing?
Me, I was only praying.
Oh boy.
Carol, me, I was only praying. I was seeing other people going behind the church. I don't know what they were doing.
What I mean, because I went to one kesha and it was not New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I know everybody will think like she's the one who was doing that.
It was you. Whatever you're about to say, Carol, whatever you're about to say, it was you.
I mean, there was singing and there was praying and there was reading of the Bible, but there was also a bit more than that. There was also
where?
In church.
Where?
Because what do you expect? What do you expect, Wambui, when you have a bunch of young people, in puberty or young adults, with the freedom of being together at night, where you can go out and nobody's seeing you, where you normally don't have this freedom at home? What do you think happens, really? Here's a quick one to tell you about our sponsors, TDX Media. I've been working with TDX Media for about 5 years now, and this has saved my life, literally saved my life. TDX Media has a way of helping you to optimize your office work. So I am a very chaotic person. My office was looking like you can imagine it. And then TDX Media came and they really helped me to optimize the processes, especially the processes of how I work, what should happen when, they came and advised me. They came and sorted out most of my files and all that, because I am not that. And then my website, it's beautiful because it is being maintained, it is being serviced by TDX Media. And then the CEO of the company, Christian Tiedemann, who does all that, comes to you, advises you, he talks to you, he listens to your needs, and then crafts everything according to how you need it, but adding his professionalism in everything that he does, such that at the end of it all, and he will not use anything he doesn't think is okay for the person visiting your website. So if your photos are not good enough, then he'll not put them in. And that is the level of professionalism that I need when I'm working with someone, so that they just don't do everything I tell them to do. They tell me, okay, it's your website, but it has my name on it. So he will not do anything that is not professional enough. And the other thing is event management. Guys, these guys are so organized. TDX Media is so organized. They have taken control and over. They organize our African festival, which happens every year. So I have nothing to do with it. The first year I organized it myself. I almost went crazy. And nowadays I just get calls, or when we're talking, it's a yes, no, no, and I have nothing to do with it. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I love working with these people. I love the way they, present themselves in a way that is, I will talk about professionalism the whole time, because that is what they are. They are professionals. And you see that in everything they do. When they're doing consultations with you, they are very specific in everything that they're doing. You can only be satisfied when you're working with TDX Media. And I'm so glad that I have trusted us now to sponsor our podcast. And I've been working with them all this time, satisfied with their work. I'll continue working with them. So please visit their website, www.tidix.de. That's www.tidexx.de. Visit them, because you'll be doing yourself a favor. Thank you so much.
Carol, I swear, I always went to Kesha to sing.
I believe you. I'm just saying.
It will never cross my mind to go and start making out behind the church. I will be so scared God will slap me.
Yeah,
I grew up with a lot of fear of sexuality.
Yeah, you're an awkward species.
I know I'm awkward. Thank you for being so nice.
I mean, it's like
oddballs.
No, Wambui, I believe you. I know, because you've been honest about what was happening with you. But I'm telling you that, and if I'm wrong, please, people, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I was there once, because there was a time I was also going to church. And I will be honest, I was also going to church because there were nice young men there. It was definitely, it's a place you are going to meet boys and men. Yeah. Because you're looking at me like
I'm just I don't know. Maybe I really was odd. It never crossed my mind.
We don't, sometimes we just play this thing of holy. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about many of us. General, play holier than thou. But even these people who go to church eventually meet the husbands to be or the boyfriends. Where do they meet them? In church, of course.
Preferably in church.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to meet a nice man in church, because the men you meet in church are better than the
others. I'm not saying anything to that.
No, I'm not saying I wasn't doing anything sexual. I'm just saying it will never have occurred to me to do it in church.
Okay. Because that is a big sin, of course.
Because that is a big... But of course, I told you, Carol, I got pregnant at 19.
Church. It was outside church.
Yeah, God doesn't see it when you're doing it outside. You just can't do it in church, Carol.
No, not
you
inside.
can't even do it behind church. Come on, it's wrong.
It was being done. So the one kesha I went to,
okay,
I saw things I did not do, and I'm always very honest, because I didn't have anybody to do them with. Although I think if I had been open to there was a lot happening outside.
Yeah.
On the grass and everywhere. There was a lot happening. So let's just be honest. There's a lot that happens.
There is a lot that happens. Yeah. Obviously,
so
even with the pastor.
Yeah.
But that's another
even
topic.
Married women and
even
men.
Married men. Yes.
So it's not only about the young people. It's So I saw a lot that one evening. So you used to go to kesha and pray and sing
and pray and sing.
Yeah.
I actually never made out during kesha. maybe it would have been,
You
if I
missed
would have just
something,
thought about it,
Wambui.
maybe it would have been so much fun, you know?
Yeah. And now you'd have a nice, juicy
No, we'll have
story.
another story. I just love singing. That's my thing.
That's okay. It's a
Yeah.
bit boring, but it's okay.
No, it's not boring. Anyway,
No,
what were
the
you
story,
doing?
the
What-
story.
Eh.
It's okay. It's okay. No, Wambui, I know that, and I respect that, and I know it's whatever you're saying is really the truth. I know that.
It is.
But if I had, let me be honest.
Eh.
If I had, no, you're laughing as if.
Sorry.
If I had been a regular visitor to
of
the
church.
keshas, the church I was going, but I mean keshas in the evening. I don't think I would just have sung and prayed. I
Okay.
have to be honest. So I used to go
also
to the
believe
disco.
you.
I used to go to the disco.
Amazing.
Yeah. Because like
Rumba.
yeah, dancing a lot. I have older brothers, and one of my brothers who unfortunately died some about 17 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Musa was a DJ in a club called Riverside in Nanyuki, and sometimes even Buccaneer. There were two clubs, famous clubs in Nanyuki, and he was DJing. He was not like a big shot DJ. He was just kind of among the DJs, helping a bit. And he used to take us with him. So I was underage when I first got into a disco. Actually, I was not supposed to be there, but
You were supposed to be singing
in church
and praying, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's where I mostly was, and it was a lot of fun.
I can
was
imagine.
like, and I remember once when, not when should I even be talking about it?
Yes.
Not when I first. It was not the first time I drank alcohol, but the first time he allowed me.
The first time you drank it with permission.
It was in one of those clubs, and I had, like, not hiding or having a bottle of beer on the table,
How old were you?
feeling, I don't know,
Under 18.
definitely.
Wow. Those are things that will never have,
Definitely.
they will never have happened where I grew up very, very conserved, very conservative, very Christian. Even the thought of going to dance
Would not
somewhere
have.
will never, I didn't even think it applied to my life in any way. Of course, when I came to Germany, I used to dance all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Even on
yeah.
Sylvester, I spent every Sylvester
New Year's
dancing
Eve.
New
Yeah.
Year's Eve the whole night.
Yeah,
I would just
yeah.
dance the whole night out of principle. Today, I still like dancing, but back then, it was like the people who used to go dancing were big sinners.
Sinners,
You know?
yeah, of course.
And how do you start the year with a sin? Huh? You can't do that. you need God to see you being good
Yes,
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we were also praying at some point, because I remember I used to, like, my family was not Christian.
Yeah, so that was
So I was not
that
brought
was not
up
a
in
value
a,
you grew up
no,
in.
no,
with.
it's not. In fact, when I started going to church, it was out of my own will. Like I say, there were handsome young men in church. It was not the only reason I was going there. Of course, I was also going for the company, for friends and all that. And I took myself. It was not like it came from the family or anything. I just started going to church
Okay.
at some point.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, and at some point I was messing up a lot in high school, and at some point I got saved because I was trying to escape some.
Sorry. I've been trying not to laugh. Okay, I'm taking you seriously.
That's a story I have to tell. So
I've never had that story.
Yeah. I really got saved, and then when the punishment came, it was like, Carol is saved. she cannot have been among the people who are planning all that.
Oh, okay. So it was
So
salvation.
it was a big strike in school, and I organized with the people who were organizing. I was one of the big organizers, and then
and then
I
you got
remembered, oh my God, when my brother hears what I've done. So the following day I went to see you and I got saved.
Ah.
And so everybody was saying like, nah, no, I was holier than thou.
Isn't that crazy?
It is,
Isn't
of
that
course.
annoyingly crazy?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's not talk about church because that will be a different long conversation. Huh?
Yeah, but like I said, I used to midnight. I used to pray and thank God for the old year, and
Yeah.
so there was some kind of prayer, but in the disco.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
And
there
today
can be
we
there can be
know.
prayer in the disco, and there
Yeah.
can be sin in the church.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And the good thing is that God don't mind. God don't mind where you pray.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to think God minds.
Doesn't.
Doesn't.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what have you brought into this year from last year?
I have brought. I don't know if I should say this on camera.
Please do, if you're comfortable, of course.
There's an addiction I carry around. And this year I was very sure I will stop it. I actually stopped. I will tell you next time what it is. And most people who know me know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I stopped at midnight. Not on the New Year's Eve, but maybe a few days after.
Do you want to tell us what it is?
No. I'll tell you next time. So I stopped at midnight.
Yeah.
And I threw the rest of the consumer things that I normally
I guess I
take
know
to
what it
myself.
is. Yeah.
Of course, you know what it is. And I told God, I think I'm done with this. So please help me. And then I went for a walk. I go for late night walks. Those are things that I'm taking with me. On the next day, I woke up at 8 a.m. I was like, yeah, okay, let's just try. It's not a big deal for those of you I think it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's a small deal, but it's something that I would like to stop doing. At 9 o'clock, I thought, nah, this is not working. At 10, I called someone and told this person, nah, this is not working. And she was like, hold on. Just the first day is the worst, and then the other days will be easier. At 11, I asked myself, for what?
What? Yeah.
And at
For
12, at 12, I
You are
started my
done.
bad behavior. So my resolution lasted 10 hours, and 8 of those I was asleep. So I don't know. So I am taking this problem with me.
That again. How many hours? And how many hours were you asleep? That's a good one. That's really a good one.
Yeah, you know, Carol, a long time ago, we used to beat myself up now for that. Let's say the addiction is chocolate, huh? It's just for you to have an idea. So I would tell myself, okay, I'll never take chocolate again from today on. Huh? And then I eat chocolate, obviously, because it's an addiction. And then I start now hating myself for it.
Yeah.
So this is something that has changed. So even
You
when
don't
I
beat
broke my resolution,
You don't beat yourself up for it. Yeah.
no, I was like, oh, okay,
Uh,
maybe it's not yet time.
okay.
And also, I joined a fitness studio last year, and I still have that card.
Gym.
Gym.
Yeah. Gym.
I still have that card. But the last time I went to the gym was February. And because
And that
February,
was the resolution for 2023. So and you're still paying.
and I'm still paying. The problem is
you
Germany.
did the contract for 24 months because I will definitely do the 24 months.
And I bought shoes. I also bought shoes, nice ones, by the way, Adidas ones. They look nice. I'll bring them later so I can show you. Very good shoes. Well, I have that card. I wanted to now quit, but I'm telling myself the year has just started. You know,
Wambui, just quit. You know what? Let me give you one advice. Just write that Kündigung. I don't know what is it called in German, in English.
a termination of contract.
Yeah, please do.
Eh?
You still have 1 year, regardless. But the thing is, you'll not pay for another 24 months. Just right. And if you happen to go for this year, you can still do another contract for 2 years or another 2 years. Please do yourself a favor. terminate that contract now. Stop promising yourself that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
and I'm still laughing, crying.
I think I have.
Thank you.
Let me see.
Oh,
I have
Jesus.
them somewhere here.
Yeah. And of course, the last one, I still have 2 small jeans that I still hope
To fit in.
I will fit in
Okay.
at some point.
Yeah.
So that's it. How about you? How about you?
I don't know how to top that one now. I don't have a gym membership because you know what? Talking about gym memberships, and that is why I told you, please just write that termination, and then if you happen to do this year, it's okay. You can still do another one. It's like it's open. You can do a contract anytime, but terminate the one you have. Otherwise, you prolong it. Because there's a time I paid a gym for more than 5 years, and it was expensive. And I was telling myself the same thing. Now I will go. Now I will go. I will definitely go.
Yeah, I always start before it ends.
Yeah.
And then I'm really into it. Like for 3 good
Yes.
months, Carol, I'm doing it.
And then it's over. Yeah. So you haven't done, and that is what I was doing. So at some point I decided, I kind of calculated all the money I pay to the gym. And I decided to buy my own. I have a lot of gym things. Because those ones are now mine. I can use them. I can not use them, but I'm not paying for them. You know?
That's
but
a
the
good
thing
idea.
Is, what I brought with me from last year, my stomach, of course.
Hey, we've talked about Carol's stomach.
This is my treasure. It's always a topic we have at every beginning of the podcast. We talk about this stomach because I'm always arranging my stomach, and it is always very present.
That's the bad thing with the stomach. It's at the front.
Yeah, it is always very present. And sometimes I look at myself in the mirror when I'm dressed up and I look good and I think, then I come and sit here and I look at myself because you can't see that, but we have a screen here where we see ourselves. And I look at this one and I think, oh my God, where was this stomach when I was dressing? So that's one of the problems I've brought with me from last year. I'm not stressing myself about, it has reduced a bit.
Totally.
Yeah, it has reduced. That's because I am, it wasn't a New Year's resolution. I started, in December or even November. The thing about exercise with me is that I love exercising.
Yeah.
I really, really love exercising. And not to lose weight. Of course, for me, I always say that is a byproduct. I exercise because of how it makes me feel. So I really feel good after exercise. And that means that I never really stop completely. There can be some weeks between, but there'll always be a nice walk, jogging, lifting of weights, dancing, not the kind of dancing, really working out dance. So there's always that somewhere, because after that, I really feel good. I sleep better. It's sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. There are times that I am really crazy, that
I know those phases.
Those phases where I exercise every day. Extreme exercise every day. And of course that is also abuse of my body, because it's too extreme.
Still dopamine.
Yeah, and then I stop that extreme. Then at the moment, what I'm really, really enjoying doing is racking. Like
that?
racking is um, you take a rucksack with weights in it, and then you go hiking.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and
Isn't that ruining your back?
no. Actually, it is the best thing you can do.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You
But wasn't that
you
the way people
strengthen.
used to carry water on the back? But that was
Exactly.
ruining their back,
No,
wasn't
it
it?
depends on how you carry it.
Mm.
And the thing is, now you're getting all these, I think they're called ergometric rucksacks that are meant for the back. You know, they're supporting your back. And then the weights you put them in, and the rucksack is, it's really comfortable. So I put in weights and I'm walking for sometimes 10, 20 kilometers with it. And that is also supposed to strengthen the muscles because, you know, I'm getting old. And when you're going into menopause, you start losing muscle, a lot
Muscles.
of muscle. And because of the time limitation, I cannot manage to go to the gym or work in the house and then go for a walk. And I need those two. So I'm finding this as a very
Good
good way
combination.
to combine. I'm outside and I'm also, you know, training my muscles. So I'm doing a lot of that. I'm jogging. Yeah. So I'm into that now more. I started in December and I'm seeing the results.
Nice.
And like I said, it's a byproduct. Losing weight is a byproduct for me. I'm sleeping better.
You look so
I am going to bed
relaxed.
early. Yeah. Yeah. So these are the things I'm just doing to take care of myself and eating a lot of vegetables. And I'm feeling really good.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in that phase where I feel like I'm really taking good care of myself. So I brought the stomach with me, but I think it won't be uh, we'll talk next year at this time and then see what happens.
Yeah, let's go back to this conversation when the year
Yes, when
ends
the
and
year ends
see.
and see how it is. And there are some things, some addictions that we'll be talking about with time because addiction has been has been with me for some time, different things at different times, and we'll have that conversation. So I won't talk about that now.
I'm looking forward to that.
What else? Is there
What are
anything
you
else?
hoping? What are you hoping that God helps you manage to do this year?
I am praying a lot for just. I talked about this last year. Patience. To be able to just sit and even listen when somebody's talking. Compassion. I prayed for love and I asked for love, and that's one of the things I'll talk about. And I experienced that in the most beautiful way. So there's a lot happening actually in my life right now, but in a very good way. In a very good way.
That sounds so good.
Yeah. And not I'm not talking about the business. I'm talking about myself and how I am and how I am feeling. The business, just let it's there and I'm continuing and all that, but the way I feel now, I feel like I'm able to tackle a lot. Yeah. I'm taking cold showers in the morning.
Do you know it's so cold?
It's so cold.
Last
It's
week it
winter.
was up to -6 degrees.
Yeah.
That is like bitter.
Yeah,
Cold.
cold.
Yeah.
And what I do is I go jogging, I come in, I take out my shoes, I go grounding outside.
That's walking.
Yeah, barefoot at -degrees. So the grass is frozen. Then I come in, I do a cold shower for about 4 to 5 minutes.
I'm already feeling cold.
Yeah, just torturing myself a bit. But it feels good. Yeah.
But the other day I was in the sauna and I actually swam in frozen water. Like I could touch the ice. I thought I was going to die, but I didn't. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I got out of that water. I was like,
Yeah, it feels so good.
it was like my heart was stopping because it was so cold.
Yeah.
And then this blood rushes. And I did that because of what you've been telling me about cold water.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, it's you need a lot of courage to be
You
able
need a
to
lot
do
of
that.
courage, yeah.
It's,
And
it's
after
very
that,
cold.
and you feel that goodness for a very long
Yeah,
time.
it's true.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is actually
yeah,
true.
yeah. So
Wow.
that's been, yeah. And I'm not expecting so much. I'm just living into the day and just being thankful every evening when the day ends. It's a bit stressful at the moment at work, but I am just living into the day and just being thankful for everything.
That's such a nice place to be.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for your present. This one is another one. I'm telling you. We did not have presents for Christmas. Actually, we said and then later she brought me
Well,
a present.
I hope you're using it well.
Let's not get into that, please.
Okay.
Not now.
Okay. Okay.
But it's a present for adults. So guys, I think we better finish this conversation now.
Yeah, let's finish the conversation.
Yeah. Do you have a hot seat question?
Not from me.
Do you want one from me?
Yeah, okay.
Are you ready for it?
I'm not sure if I'm ready. You ask it and then I'll see if I answer or
Okay.
not. I'm going into this year with choosing. I'm choosing my battles. So you ask
do you
it.
see this as a battle?
Because I know you. So go ahead.
As we were talking, you said something about alcohol that you don't drink anymore. Why did you stop drinking?
Oh, that's a good one. I stopped drinking because I was drinking too much, and I knew it was going to kill me.
You
in the
knew it was
end.
going to kill you.
Yes. I knew I could no longer live that life of drinking. Maybe the substance alcohol would have taken time to kill me, but how I was feeling, I was in a very bad mental state. I was very suicidal. I was very depressed. I was clinically depressed. I was taking medication. It was just alcohol was not working for me as a substance, but I used to drink. And I would drink more and more and more. And the more I drank, the worse I felt. And once I stopped drinking, I felt so much better. It's like I had a new life. So I stopped drinking because drinking no longer worked for me.
Okay. Was it difficult to stop?
No, it wasn't difficult. I couldn't have managed to do it alone. I got help. But once I got help, it
worked.
it was very easy. It was very easy. And this year was my 6th year of not drinking alcohol.
Wow.
I don't miss it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing. 6 years.
6 years, and it feels so good. It feels so. I'm so happy I don't drink. Every time I see people drunk on Carnival, hear people talking about headaches in the morning, I'm just so. I don't even miss it. I just feel so good not to have to poison my body with that
And
substance
it's
anymore.
poison. It's
Yeah.
poison for the body.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you while you were drinking, and the way I know you now,
you never saw me drinking, right?
No, I didn't. But I love the person you are. When you tell me stories about the time you were drinking, I think you're a much better person now.
I am.
Yeah.
And I've come to know, really, there are people who can drink and there are people who cannot. It's like an allergy. It's like the way some people can take nuts and some people cannot. And I believe I belong to the people who my body just doesn't work well with alcohol. It's not about the amounts. I used to think you have to drink a lot. It's not about the amounts. I never used to drink too much, but the way it made me feel every time I drank,
It was
just
bad.
bad. And the way I feel right now without drinking it is 100% better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
And
question.
maybe we can have that topic at some point when you feel so comfortable talking about
I love that topic.
Yeah, we'll have that topic
Yeah.
at some point. So thank you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.